He's there in the door and does nothing except interfering.
Looks like Scrap Iron might have ripped that bandage off of Joel Deaton's head there and maybe going to work on it a little bit. I don't know. Well, not really concentrating on the head right now, but he did tear the bandage off, Joe.
Yeah, you can bet he'll go after it.
Well, if it would have been the Dirty
chops.
White Boy and I would have went after it after I tore the bandage off, I would have busted him open and liked to seen a little blood, you know.
Oh, beautiful power slam. Joel Deaton able to kick out, and what a surprise that was. Mr. Donnie upset, standing up over in the corner.
He should be.
There, oh, look at this. He turns him over. And then 3 count.
Yeah, he got him, Joe. Did you see it? Oh, wait a minute. What happened there?
But Tommy Rich was going to come in the ring.
Got the pin on
Scrap Iron.
I love that.
But Tommy Rich hurt his leg. He tripped coming in.
There you go.
Hurt his leg, and now Deaton's going after that leg.
All right.
Scrap Iron goes after.
Look at Deaton. He's not taking anything from anybody, Joe. I think Tommy might have twisted his knee coming in there and trying to do a little more skullduggery or something, you know, there.
What do you say about sometimes things happen, you know? And Tommy Rich was going to come in, and I don't think there was any doubt he was going to try and attack from behind.
Hey, you see who's in the ring showing his support to Joel Deaton, don't you?
That's right.
Big Bam Bam himself.
All right, let's go to Gordon Clements now, and he's going to talk to Terry Gordy.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm almost out of breath, but I've got Terry Gordy here, and on behalf of all the fans at Southern Championship Wrestling, we couldn't be any happy that you're here with us, and I understand you've got a great match coming up here with Tommy Wildfire Rich.
That's right. You know, I'm really looking forward to that, too. I'd just like to say this, you know, I don't claim to be no barber. You know, I don't claim to be somebody that goes around and cuts people's hair all the time. But, you know, when it comes down to it, I can cut somebody's hair, you know. That's beside the point. Would you do me a favor, and would you give this to that long-haired dude that's missing a ponytail? Would you give that to him for me? Yeah, now let me say this, you know, as far as Tommy Rich, I'm looking real forward to having this match. You know, it's a title. I've been without a title a long time. I don't claim to be, you know, the best champion in the world or anything like that. But I would just like to say I'm looking forward to this title shot.
Match is coming up. Stand by for it.
Coming to Carrollton on Sunday, February 29th at a special early starting time.
Gentlemen, this is the match you've all been waiting for. A Southern Championship match. Introducing first, the challenger, Terry Bam Bam Gordy. Terry Bam Bam Gordy. And the Southern Championship Wildfire, Tommy Rich.
That injury, and there must be a match. Now they've got to get Joel Deaton out of the ring. They must get Joel out of the ring, and now Tommy must defend the title. And I think this says a lot for Gordon Clements and for the people here at Southern Championship Wrestling. Now, Tommy Rich is trying to tell the referee that Joel Deaton should have to leave the ring. The referee has started counting Tommy Rich out. All right. All right. The referee calls for the bell, and here it goes. Tommy Rich against Terry Gordy, and Gordy has fire in his eyes over what Tommy Rich and his entourage tried to pull. Terry Gordy giving it to Tommy Rich, throws him into the ropes, brings him off, big backdrop, comes off. All right, this is the match that we expected. I can't believe Tommy Rich thought he was going to get away with something as bad as coming out and claiming an injury that everybody knew was fake. And Terry Gordy just putting the boots now to Tommy Rich left and right, and Tommy Rich out on the floor. Tommy Rich in some serious trouble now. And as I don't think he thought he was going to have to put the title on the line, but a reminder, the title is on the line as Terry Gordy faces Tommy Wildfire Rich. Now there's a great shot. Tommy's gone down into his trunks. Terry Gordy better be careful. Tommy Rich has gone down into his trunks. Terry Gordy is not a newcomer. He knows what's going on. He's being cautious. But Tommy Rich went down into his trunks to pull out something. The crowd trying to tell him. And sure enough, Tommy Rich puts a fist into the already lacerated forehead of Terry Gordy and now gains the upper hand by using some sort of foreign object that we saw him go into his trunks for. Terry Gordy now bleeding from the forehead. And here goes. He's going to do a pile driver. This will put Gordy out. Already lacerated. This will put Gordy out, but Gordy says he doesn't want to go. And Tommy Wildfire Rich goes for a ride, and now out of the ring, Gordy goes after him. But Gordy sees the entourage. Now this is where the experience of someone like Terry Gordy comes into focus. A less experienced man might have gone running out into that crowd, right into the entourage of Tommy Rich. Gordy took one look, realized the smart thing to do was to get back in the ring and make Tommy Rich come to him, and that's exactly what he did. We heard Gordy say it's been a long time since he's had a title, and that's what he was looking for, and this is his opportunity to get a title match again. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Tommy Rich putting his hand out saying, let's be friends. All I've done is stab you in the back last week, hit you with a crutch from behind this week, but we can still be friends. I don't think Terry Gordy will go for that, but he is. They're shaking hands now. Look at them. They're looking at each other in the eye. Oh, Tommy Rich tried to kick. And it ends up getting a clothesline. Tommy Rich is down. Terry Gordy going after that foot. All right, he's going to go for the scorpion leg lock. He's got those legs crossed. He's got the legs crossed. He's going for a scorpion, and here comes Scrap Iron. They're surrounding the ring. Here comes Joel Deaton. This could turn into a melee at any moment. Joel Deaton in that crutch on one side, Scrap Iron in a chair on the other. Terry Gordy's got a half Boston Crab on Tommy Rich. He was trying for a scorpion, but he let go of it when he saw the other people come into the ring. And right now, Terry Gordy's up. Tommy Rich with a fist to the face, trying to break the hold. He's all right. Terry Gordy breaks it his own way, and there's a spinning toe hold. He's trying for the figure four. Will he be able to clamp on a figure four? Dropping down right across that knee and that leg. Terry Gordy now putting immense pressure on the leg of the Southern champion, Tommy Wildfire Rich. Rich in pain right now as Terry Gordy bends that knee, bends that leg, laying across it. He's got that leg scissored, and Tommy Rich is in a lot of pain trying for the hair, but the Wolfman catches him, breaks it up. Tommy comes up and puts that leg right down across the bridge of the nose of Terry Gordy, but there's been some damage to the leg of Tommy Wildfire Rich. Tommy Rich throws Terry Gordy outside. Gordy comes down right on those knees. Here comes Tommy Rich. The action goes to the outside of the ring now. Gordy, oh, right into our desk. Tommy Rich was going to throw Terry Gordy, but he came out of it, and now he's going for a figure four out on the floor. He's going for a figure four out on the floor, but Scrap Iron is standing there. Scrap Iron is standing there and keeps him from a figure four. Tommy Rich is hurt. Tommy Rich is outside the ring. We could have had a fall. Now a count going on Tommy Rich. If he is counted out, he will lose the Southern Heavyweight title. Scrap iron trying to get Tommy back into the ring. Tommy has taken a beating. All right, let me see. We're probably here talking about the next big pay-per-view coming up, I believe, in March.
That's right. You know, I think it's been showed out of Dallas. You know, it's amazing, you know, how wrestling's progressed and people can sit home and watch it. But to me, it's still nothing like going out and sitting in person.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, pay-per-view and cable and shows like Superstars of Wrestling and Pro Wrestling This Week have done more to bring wrestling into the homes of people than ever before, but it is nothing like sitting ringside in an arena and watching the action up close and being there and being part of the crowd. And there's nothing in the world like that. And I tell you right now, when Southern Championship Wrestling comes to your town, if you think it's great here on television, go out and see it in person, because I'll tell you right now, there's nothing like it. Jerry, we've been telling the people now for a few weeks we'd give them a number to call if they wanted to have Southern Championship Wrestling in their town. And I believe now we can give that number out. It's
404-887-3681.
404-887-3681. You can call that number and talk to them there at Southern Championship about coming into your town. Oh, and bring excitement right into your high school gym or your arena or your armory like we're seeing here on this great match. Now, we've got to take a break at this point. We'll be back in just a couple of minutes as the action continues. Of course, if anything happens, we'll bring it to you on videotape, but we'll be right back after this timeout.
I want to remind you again on the 29th in Carrollton at the fairgrounds at 2 o'clock. Big match in Carrollton. Also on the 29th. In Alpharetta, earlier time for TV taping. It will be at 6 o'clock. Then at Henderson's on February 5th at 8 o'clock. Big match. Tommy Wildfire Rich versus the Bullet. The Southern title match. Also a 6-man elimination match with Mr. Wrestling 2, Ranger Ross and the Golden Boy Chick Donovan versus the Brawler Steve Lawler, Dino Manelli, and Comrade Busich.
Sunday afternoon in Carrollton, all these people are going to come out like they always do and chant USA, USA. But what happens when one man that's 6'6", 260 pounds from Texas climbs into the ring against another man that's 6 foot, 270 pounds? And the flags are hanging. The Russian flag hanging on one side, the American flag on the other, and the last flag left hand hanging is going to be the winner. And you can take his ladder and you can bash your head against it. You can knock him off and fall under the concrete. Oh, what a match. What do you people want out of Comrade Busich? How much must I endure before you attempt to put me out? I don't know that I can fall that far. I don't know, but I do know. You can bring all the flags in the world, and this Russian flag will definitely be left hanging, because the heart punch will get you, Joel Deaton.
Hello, folks. Say hello again to Ned Dobbs, the owner of Roswell Transmission and Car Care. 17 years in the business, 105 Hill Street. Phone Ned at 998-0555.
Hey, I told you what I was going to do if that transmission didn't work, didn't I?
It worked, though, didn't it?
It sure did, and it worked perfect. And if you don't want to walk, you come and see Ned.
Phone Ned at 998-0555.
Welcome back to Southern Championship Wrestling. The match still going on in the ring. While you were gone, a lot of excitement took place, but we've ended up right back with Ranger Ross on the mat with Dino Manelli. And now Dino taking advantage, turning Ross around. What's this move? Ross is coming right out of that leg scissors. And right now, he's got Dino Manelli right back. Manelli must have been in this headlock now, Jerry, for 3 or 4 minutes. It's got to be affecting his equilibrium.
Well, I tell you what, when you squeeze on that head long enough, you know, you get to where you're losing your balance, you don't really know where you're at, and you're just putting a lot of pressure on one part. That's the greatest way to defeat somebody, is if you just keep on working on one part and you wear that down, and then they're vulnerable to be beaten with that. And
all right.
Dino Manelli's turned it around and put him back in it again. You hear that weasel again. The crowd's getting up. He's getting a little upset with being called a weasel. But I don't know. Maybe that name fits. Maybe he is a weasel.
As far as I'm concerned, it does. Dino Manelli has taken quite a beating over the past 4 or 5 minutes, and now it's Wrestling 2. And here's the example of a smart team. Wrestling 2 goes right after that headlock and keeps Manelli. Now Lawler started to come in, but here's Ranger Ross and Chick Donovan keeping him out. Jerry, let me ask you a question. In a 6-man tag match like this, do you think there's just too much going on for one referee?
I think in a tag match there's too much. As far as I'm concerned, I think there ought to be 2 referees in any tag match. You know, people get mad at a referee and they say, you know, he can't see. But a man can only see so much stuff. Look at this move. Gee.
What a great move by Wrestling 2.
And, you know, a lot of times, you know, the people, if they got in that ring and they tried that referee's job, they'd have a little bit more sympathy for him because, you know, you can't see but so much stuff.
That's right. There's so much going on. Well, maybe what we ought to do is maybe we can talk to Gordon Clements and the people at Southern. Maybe there's a possibility that at least in a 6-man tag like this, we can get a second referee.
I think we ought to. I think, well, it's nothing to do with me, but I think they ought to do that, you know. And Gordon Clements is the man to talk to about it. You know, earlier tonight I seen that John Michaels, and he's looking fantastic.
John Michaels is probably the fastest rising young star in the South today. I tell you, we get more letters and more comments from the fans out there, especially the young ladies, about John Michaels, and he sure has come on. And, you know, this little escapade with he and Sir Sammy and his people and the midgets and everything that we had happen in the recent past few weeks has really brought John Michaels to the attention of the fans out there. And I do think that it's great that a professional like you who's been in the business as long as you have takes notice of these young guys coming up.
Oh, he's a young guy. You know, him being pretty handsome may not hurt him either in this sport. That makes a lot of fans attend to look at you and see what you're actually doing. And he's a tremendous wrestler. He's in good shape, and he's young, and he's like you say, he's coming up fast.
Look at the ring. We've got a slug. There are these two going at it. Nick Busick. Now Busick, his worst nightmare has to be in the ring. Oh! Now that was as obvious of an illegal blow as you'll ever see in wrestling.
I tell you what.
Look at this.
There's no room in wrestling for something like that. And if the referee had seen that, this match would have been over. I don't know if that would have been what Ranger Ross would want or not, but it would have been over.
What a shame to see Ranger Ross taken down with such an illegal move like that. Now, Jerry, we're getting close on TV time. I figure we're sitting on probably 2 or 3 minutes left in TV time. We will stay with this match just as long as we can here on TV. Right now, though, Ranger Ross in trouble as Steve Lawler slams him, brings him down, goes for a big elbow. He misses, though.
That can knock the wind out of you. When you hit that match, you're expecting to hit a cushion, and you hit that hard canvas. I tell you, I've done it before myself.
Jerry, they tell me we're down to 90 seconds of TV time here in this match. We've got this 6-man tag match. We're down to about 90 seconds of time. We're going to have to see what happens, see if we can have a winner in 90 seconds. They drop Ranger Ross right across the throat. Ranger Ross down on the mat. Dino Manelli going for the pin. 1, 2. We've got about 60 seconds left, Jerry. We've got about 1 minute of time left. Ranger Ross trying to fight out now, trying to get over to his corner. Dino Manelli not letting him do it. Dino Manelli, he's got him in the ropes. He comes off, he ducks down. We got about 20 seconds left. We've got about 30 seconds left. 1, 2, oh. All right. We're done. We're almost out of time. We're going to have to be leaving you. We're going to stay with this match just as long as we can. We are almost out of time. There goes Ross into the corner. Here comes Manelli. He ducks. There's the tag, and that's it, folks. We're out of TV time. We're going to have to leave you. We'll keep the cameras rolling, and we'll be back with you next week on Southern Championship Wrestling from Georgia.